kick it.
Hello, all of you Slimesters, and welcome to our new Collector's Corner here in Splat Attack Game Labs. It's pretty awesome looking in here. Jordy has worked overtime to get this thing looking as cool as it does. But we're pretty excited because we have got a very different type of collection this time. Before, we've had a lot of people who just had Nickelodeon things and merchandise and things like that. Zach, when we had him on, Zach Fieldson made all of his stuff, and that's very much what we have here. So today we've got Skylar from School the Dude on Instagram. What's up, Skylar?
Hi.
And Scott, what your collection is very, very different.
Yeah.
Tell us about what it is that you do.
So my collection basically, I collect anything vintage Nickelodeon. One thing I've realized over the years in collecting this hobby is that there's truly never a complete collection. There's always some type of insane, ridiculous grail piece that has been hidden for years that nobody has found about yet. You'll find that logo printed on anything and everything possible. Like Cartoon Network didn't go super hard on merchandise, but Nickelodeon, they were all about their brand themselves and merchandising on just everything they possibly could. And it is genuinely to a ridiculous point. Like you find merchandise over the years that like it wasn't even ever made for time. Sledgehammer with like a 2-foot long handle that was used during like the opening of Nickelodeon Studios or something like that. Just absolutely ridiculous pieces. I think the craziest thing I ever found, somebody there you can find a video of it on YouTube. AGHD's World has it. He paid $3,500 for a sign that was on one of the Nickelodeon stores that was only open for 2 years. It was like 7 feet long or so. I forget how long. It's absolutely ridiculous. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Where do they go about finding this? Like eBay or just thrift shops or something like that?
eBay is definitely the biggest one, no doubt. But I also use websites, Mercari. There's also some other shopping websites, but eBay is definitely the biggest one where you're going to find absolutely ridiculous stuff. Sometimes you'll find stuff for really good prices, but often, a lot of this stuff becomes rarer and rarer over the years as well as more people get them. So a lot of it's become even exponentially more expensive just in the time I've been collecting.
Nuts. Wow.
Well, speaking of collecting, and what kind of things do you want to share with us today?
So first I'll show off my Nickelodeon VHS collection. Now this doesn't count like any of the custom tapes that I've made or that Valishard Toys and Tapes has made, because I have a bunch of those as well. Pretty much.
Okay.
Switch around my camera here. I have them all on the shelf right here. I got a whole bunch of them. I have several rare, like super rare and just hard to find releases. These first 3 right here. Hold on a second.
I like that you chose the orange wall, so that's
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, I painted my walls orange. These first 3 releases right here. These ones in these big plastic cases, that usually means that they're from like the United Kingdom.
Oh wow!
Like the releases that were exclusive over there, they weren't made in the United States. I have 3 of those Ren and Stimpy ones, and then I also have, what's interesting about the United Kingdom Blue's Clues one is that it's not just like a different release itself. The show itself is actually different. It has a black guy named Kevin instead of Steve. They re-recorded the series.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Yeah. And it's not even in a different language, so I don't know why they would have done that. That seems like a lot of extra effort, but maybe that's just what they thought kids would vibe with better. And then this next one, this is actually probably the rarest tape in my entire collection. I paid $200 for this a few years ago. This is a tape. This isn't like a commercial release or anything. This is directly from DNA Studios, and it's like a testing of the Jimmy Neutron pilot from like 1997,
Oh,
several years.
Wow.
Yes, yeah,
A pilot episode?
yeah,
Jeez.
years before it was online. And what was crazy, I found out about this tape, and then I just happened to look on eBay, and there was a copy. This is the only one I've ever seen on the internet. Period.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
nah.
amazing.
Yeah, not finding you're not finding this one again. If somebody did, that would be 1 in a million.
Yeah, absolutely. That is
Uh,
crazy.
This is another interesting one. This is from the Nick Jr. show, Max and Ruby. But
Mhm.
this also came out like several years. Though that show was based on like a series of books, and there was like a short animated special, like a Christmas one, several years before that show was ever on TV. That came out in like the mid 2000s. This is from 1986.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that
Wow.
one's pretty interesting.
Wow. I
I
had
didn't know
no
it was
idea it
that
was.
old.
I was just gonna say that, Manny.
It's crazy. Wow.
Yeah,
I would have figured early 90s at least, but 86? Damn.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Max and Ruby was older than I even realized. This one is a second generation copy. I don't have the original tape, but it was like a best of Nicktoons 1998 VHS that
Oh.
was made for like the employees at the animation studio. I wish
Ooh,
I
Wow.
I was working on making the cover for it because it's not that hard. The assets are available online. But what the most interesting thing about this one is that it has like the pilot version of the SpongeBob episode. It's the same episode as Help Wanted, but it has a different. It doesn't have like the standard intro. It has a completely different intro. You can look it up.
Ah.
You can look it up on YouTube. But
So cool.
Well, Alex will definitely do that after this, I'm sure. too.
You're fired, Manny.
These ones are kind of interesting because you wouldn't expect like Lassie Nickelodeon tapes. This aired on Nick in the 80s, and it's definitely like the oldest show that's released on a Nickelodeon tape. They didn't make Lassie; it just like aired in syndication on Nick. But I
Right.
thought it was pretty cool that they made Lassie tapes. That was super unexpected to me.
Yeah. Especially through Nickelodeon. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like releasing a Nick at Night VHS. So it's
Yeah, like
Mhm.
Looney Tunes even aired on Nickelodeon at one point, and that's not something you would ever expect in like modern time.
absolutely. Yeah, there'll
Right.
be lawsuits crazily up the A right there.
Yeah, nah. These two with the like big orange spines, these are the second tapes that Nickelodeon ever released. There's one
I've
for
seen those.
there's one for Double Dare, and then I have one for Don't Just Sit There. The case for this one is in horrible condition, but it's hard to find. And then I'm missing what show is You Can't Do That on Television.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, there's one tape for that too, and that's the one that introduced like the green slime to Nickelodeon and whatnot. A lot of these like earlier releases as well, these can also go, they're not like super rare, like they're not expensive, the Jimmy Neutron one or not, but like, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Pete and Pete, like these generally go for, they can go for upwards to $50-$60. They're not super
Yeah.
common.
I didn't even know that some of those shows that were even
Uh,
released, on their own.
On VHS.
Yeah, no, like I'll see these posts online, and I'll see it will be like an orange Nickelodeon tape, and it'll say like, "Oh, what show was released on this tape?" And it's like it could be one of so many different
Yes.
shows. People just typically think, "Oh, Rugrats" or something, but there's a ton of shows that were released on these tapes.
Mhm.
The next really interesting ones I just got one of these in today. Actually,
I
have
saw the
two.
post. I'm excited to see
Yeah.
this.
I
Oh
have
my
two.
gosh.
I have two Nick News tapes. These are super rare. These Nickelodeon stuff, not just Nickelodeon stuff, but rare stuff in general. It seems to go. It's strange because it won't appear for years online, and then all of a sudden you'll see 3, 4, or 5 of them. And that's what's happened with this specific tape. I don't know why so many have popped up just recently, but yeah, I did get this one this year. And then just today I got in this one. This wasn't even documented. I didn't even know that this one was released. It doesn't even have like a distributor on it. It doesn't say Sony Wonder or Paramount or anything. But yeah, I just got this one and I paid $100 for it. I
That
tried
is-
watching it, but Nick News is boring as hell.
but it's such a synonymous thing with Nickelodeon, and it's so rare to find anything from that show that's been released for the general public.
Yeah.
My goal, I want to try to get, I try to get merchandise from every single Nickelodeon show possible. I don't have it out right now; it's put away, but I have like a jacket they made for Nick Rock's Video to Go in like the early '80s or something
Oh,
like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I also saw on your Instagram that you have a Nickelodeon denim jacket as well.
Yeah, I have a few different jackets. They're upstairs right now.
Nice.
Uh, this one can go for a bit of money. Alex Mack.
Alex Mack, yeah.
Yeah. These were two of the later live action tapes that they made. Drake and Josh Go Hollywood. This one usually goes for around $200. I got just the case recently for like 35, and I'm just gonna remake the tape because that's easy.
wow.
And then
It's like that's such a recent show, like that it goes for that much.
no, there's
Wow.
only because that's like a 2000. That tape is from 2006, and that was the last year for VHS. So like a lot of tapes, and most tapes that were made that year, there weren't a lot of copies printed.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were on their way out.
And
And then this is definitely the last live action show they released on VHS, Zoe 101. I didn't even find out this was made until like last year.
wow.
I never was into that show, but I'm trying to get every single tape. And then I got a bunch of these are like compilation ones. I got Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. Then they go in order from like the way the day the show's released, and even like Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy and Doug, they all appear like we're on the same day, but Doug came first, so I got those first. What's the next?
Hey, you even got the original Sony releases right there, so that's cool.
Oh
It's
yeah,
cool
no,
release.
I have like Sony One and I have the Paramount release of it as well. I'm trying to get like all the different releases of them as well. I
Yeah.
got 2 releases of Chucky the Brave.
That's cool. See, I have
Yeah.
the red one. I don't have the purple one. That's cool.
Yeah, there's a third one I have to get too, and I think it was the Santa
The Santa
Experience had like
Experience, yeah.
it has like 4 different releases.
It
It's
does.
ridiculous.
It is. It's insane.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
I don't know why.
Especially like that, some of them would even have like alternate versions of the episode as well. Like there's some portions of it that are like cut for no
Oh
reason.
really? I didn't know
There's a Ren and
that.
Stimpy release right there where it's like it was the cat who laid the golden hairball. For some reason, there's a scene in there that is cut and it's edited to the point where Stimpy is licking his belly. It's weird. The DVD releases have that cut version, but for some reason, the original 1993 release of the Sony VHS, it's all intact over there.
Huh,
It's nuts.
that's strange.
It's weird.
Yeah, then I got the Rocco tapes. I got all 4 of those, but I still like the alternate releases of those. I'm only missing 1 Arnold tape. Now all these like I don't have any of the UK Rocco tapes. I don't have any of there's a lot of them they have UK releases. Just recently I got the only UK Rocket Power tape that's coming. Rocket Power tapes. I'm missing
No
1.
kidding.
SpongeBob got a ridiculous amount of releases, obviously. Like SpongeBob,
So many.
Rugrats, and Dora. Yeah, SpongeBob, Rugrats, and Dora all have 20 plus, and Blue's Clues all
I
have
was
20
gonna
plus
say,
releases.
yeah.
It's
Wow.
ridiculous. Yeah, those 4 alone, if you got all of them, you'd have like 80 plus
Of the
tapes. It's
same
nuts.
show.
Yeah. And down here, these are like getting in like to the later Nicktoon animated shows. These are like the 2000s ones. There's Rocket Power. I have a couple As Told by Ginger tapes. Then I got like the Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron stuff. I'm probably the only person on the planet with a complete Jimmy Neutron collection.
Well, you're a fan, so that's
Yeah.
amazing. There.
So cool.
Yeah, I don't have too many Nick Jr. tapes yet. I only have some Blue's Clues, and I have a couple Max and Ruby. And then I got Rubba-Dubbers wasn't made by Nickelodeon, but it aired on Nick Jr. I love that show.
I see Beavis and Butthead down there.
Oh yeah, I got Beavis and Butthead too. I got the full United States set, but I don't have any of the United Kingdom ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
I have
unbelievable.
I have a ton more VHS tapes as well. I have like a ton of custom ones, and I have like a ton of just other stuff, but I don't have space for all it right now.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
not all.
it adds up. I mean, VHSs, they were, if you be sure to like collect those, they take up the most space. I mean, because
Oh
it's like
yeah, no, yeah, no,
DVDs
it's
take less, but
ridiculous.
VHSs is like it's
Yeah,
like
nah,
wall to wall stuff. So it's
yeah,
nuts.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
collecting DVDs and stuff too, and just recently, I just gave up on it. I gave up on streaming services, and I'm getting like a 20 terabyte hard drive, and I'm just gonna start downloading and pirating everything. I don't care
Oh,
anymore. I'm just
I
gonna,
just
yeah, I'm just gonna build complete collections of all the media I want to watch.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
and then over here is where this is my shelf of Nickelodeon stuff. I got a whole bunch of stuff over here. Up there, I got the blimp.
Oh,
Blimp.
wow.
Yeah, giant inflatable blimp. I paid like $200. I don't remember how much I paid for that actually. It was a while ago.
It's worth it, man. That thing is cool.
Yeah. And then up here is like these are all like my big rare like big ticket rarest pieces and stuff. A lot of this stuff is gonna go for 200, 300 plus dollars at this point.
Gosh.
In the back there's a giant clock with um
All the Nicktoons.
Nicktoons.
yeah, these are like characters from the first three shows that released in '91: Rugrats, Doug, and Ren and Stimpy. The clock is supposed to light up, but it doesn't anymore. I don't even know if it works. It's fragile, so I like to keep it up there.
Sure.
And then I have like a smaller clock with like a different design, and that one has like a lot of like the mid 2000s characters on there, some Nick Jr. ones too. It's kind of a strange assortment of characters on there. But then right there I have a bowling pin. I have an umbrella. This was made for employees.
Dang. That's cool.
That's from like in the late '80s. This company NASA they made a series of like electronic Nickelodeon stuff. It's not of the greatest quality, the toys themselves, but I just love this super vintage packaging. I love it on there.
Yeah. But
Oh.
I see the cookie jar right there,
Yeah,
dude.
the cookie
Mhm.
jar. Those that's one of the items that has become a lot more rare and expensive over the years. They used to be
Yeah.
fairly common, but there's only so many of them made. There's another design on the back of it too, a Nick at Night design. Then that's a Blue's Clues cookie jar.
I've never seen that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cute.
This is from Dragon Ball. This is one of my favorite. The only thing I love more than Nickelodeon is Dragon Ball. I have a massive collection of Dragon Ball figures as well, but I just don't have any of them out right now. I just don't have the space for it all. But
Sure.
this is like a bootleg clock that my mom found on the floor at the Salvation Army, and it's just one of my absolute favorite items. Of like I love that sentimentally because my mother got it for me, and I love
Sure.
that thing. It's super ugly.
But it's all right. At midnight, you go Super Saiyan, so it's all worth it. Yeah.
In the back there, that's a Nickelodeon. It's just a CD player, but it was advertised as like a karaoke machine. That's what
Yeah.
that's what the microphone in that cup goes to.
I was wondering what that goes to.
Yeah. And then this is one of the first items in my collection that one of the things that started it all, the Talk Blaster. That's just a classic. Everybody knows those. That's one of the most common Nickelodeon items that you're gonna find, but even those are starting to go up in price a bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those things get expensive quick.
Yeah. This is just like a baseball. They come in like different sizes and whatnot, but they can be hard to find. This is a lampshade with all different like pictures of Stickly, and all these
Oh,
wacky
Wow.
fun characters on it.
It's so cool.
Yeah. This
And
is
the
one of the
Kablam
only
lunchbox.
one of the only pieces of Kablam merchandise that was ever released. I'm super happy to have this because Kablam is one of my favorite shows from Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
And
I
there's
didn't know they made a lunchbox.
yeah, they didn't make shit for merchandise for Kablam.
hey Manny, they made a lunchbox.
Oh, they did? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Look, get out of town.
Yeah.
And the Burger King Action League I saw.
Yeah, I saw those
Yeah.
in there.
and that's one of the only there's a Kablam VHS too actually, but it's like super rare. It's this like weird
Wow.
like 3D vision VHS thing.
The
yeah.
Noggle
yeah.
Vision.
Noggle
Yeah, the
Vision.
Noggle Vision. But yeah, those are the Action League now, from Burger King, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in here is just like a whole bunch of different toys and whatnot. I have like some vinyl statues that came from the Nick boxes.
Mhm. Mr.
Mr.
Tasty.
Mr. Tasty from Pete and Pete. I love that. That show was like a warm blanket for me. I didn't even grow up. I didn't even grow up with it either. I fell in love with that show as an adult.
It's great. I mean, I would consider that very timeless.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
no, I love
definitely
Pete
one
and
of those
Pete.
shows.
This is I found this is really cool. This is a SpongeBob. It's like it's a phone, but it has a design in there with his face and the
Oh,
frame. And then you
no.
look at that too. It's just really freaky and weird. I
It
love.
is. It's
Yeah.
very freaky.
And it's like who would
Oh,
use this as
nightmare
a
fuel.
who would use this as a phone? It's just so ridiculous.
You plug the jack into the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the back there, I have a
I see the
Cynthia
keyboard.
doll, a Cynthia doll that came from the Nick box, and then the keyboard that I don't have any of the other electronic. There's like a mouse that goes with that. There's like an overlay that went over computer screens. I only have the keyboard. Oh, and there's the desk lamp thing. That's another big one.
Mhm.
Those I don't think I've ever seen a complete one go for sale. There's a
Hmm,
bunch of pieces and stuff that go with them, and they're always missing.
gotcha.
And then down here, I just have some like more toys. This was a Gerald vase that came in the Nick box, but somebody made it into a bong. Yeah, I love that
Oh
thing.
my god.
I won't smoke out of that. That's just that's a display piece.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Dude, it's out of Gerald's head, man.
yeah. This clock, it plays the SpongeBob theme song. I'm not
Oh.
gonna press the button. It's loud, but
You should press the
then-
button.
Cat, you're fired.
Yeah, I know.
and then down there,
You
I just
say that,
have
but I don't think you really mean it.
You keep using that word.
I don't think you know what it means what I think it means.
And then down there, I have a bunch of like Blue's Clues is my favorite show from when I was little. I don't really watch it as an adult, obviously. I don't really have the comprehension to watch toddler shows, but I still love Blue's Clues and Spirit and whatnot. And I love, I love the merchandise for it. And I've been like slowly getting a lot of stuff back that I had when I was little.
Mhm.
And then this shelf right here, I don't have nearly all of them out. I should have got more of them out, but these are some of my like rare Nick store plushes.
Wow.
Now these because they were it's the biggest lineup and variety of Nick characters that's ever been released, and they're the highest quality plushes. I mean, like you look at the Heifer here even, and like these are just beautiful quality.
Yeah.
And like they, it's characters that they've never made plushes of. Like there's not another Heifer plush outside of this. They made Powdered Toast Man, they made Muddy Mud Skipper. Like yeah, they're amazing. I got a few of them here, but I got a bunch more upstairs. Those usually go for not all, like the Rugrats ones you can find pretty cheap and common, but like Heifer, like that goes for money. Ickis goes for money. They made a Grumble plush.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah,
the
there's
Grumble.
there's Beavers plushes. There's a bunch of them.
There's even Angry Beavers ones?
Yeah, these aren't from that.
Cool.
These aren't from that set. These are based on the Dokken plushes, but these are
They're
slippers.
slippers, yes.
Yeah. And then behind them, I have like some old. I have some vintage bags.
Oh, cool.
That one. This one with the tentacles is from Nickelodeon, Australia. I love the stuff that has like, like uncommon groups of characters on it. You got like Aang, and then you got Debbie from the Wild Thornberries. They're not characters you'd commonly think to see together. You got like Danny Phantom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
And then this one on the end, it has cows on it. It's like a cow print. Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got to show for now.
Oh man, that's so awesome. If you don't mind, I pulled up a couple of things from Instagram real quick, and I want to share these with the crew real fast that you had shared because you were talking about the jackets previously.
Yeah.
So here's a couple that you had shared previously. Tell us about this jacket.
Uh, that is from, I'm gonna say, the late '80s, early '90s. I can't know. I don't know who manufactured it or where it was sold or anything, but that was a line. That was just like a line of clothes they made, and they're made of like that. Like that I don't know what the material is called, but like the swishy material.
Yeah, real slick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made of that kind of material that swishes real loud when you rub it together, and it's just like these super bright, ugly patterns, and I love it.
Let's see. There was a couple others. Yeah, and then there was this Nickelodeon, the Nicktoons jacket.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that
the box of
one.
cereal one.
Yeah, I was just about to say that one you won in like a box of cereal. That one is made of this like super paper thin material.
Yeah. It's like you're worried like it might just tear. Like if you
Yeah,
just like hold it the wrong way or hang it the wrong way,
yeah,
It's
right?
it
gonna
was actually
disintegrate.
it was
Yeah.
torn when I bought it, and I brought it to a tailor, and he was like, "Are you sure you want to like?" And I was like, "Nah, bro, it was a display piece. I'm not gonna be wearing it."
And this was the Nick Rocks that you were telling us about previously.
Yeah, that one you won in a some kind of contest on the show. And that one I really love because like you don't see a ton of merchandise from the eras of Nickel, before they had the orange splat. Like that's obviously that like rainbow bub from the silver ball era of Nickelodeon.
Hmm.
I love early Nickelodeon merch. That's one thing I forgot to show over here is I do have a frisbee. It's just like uh a floppy frisbee, but it's from like the early days of
Oh wow,
Nickelodeon.
yeah.
As the
Oh wow,
young
like
people.
yeah, that's like the original logo,
Yeah, that's
wasn't it?
Yeah,
pre-Silver
it
Ball.
says
Wow.
I don't know if it has a year on it. No, it doesn't. I also have a hat with that logo too. It has like silver wings on it. It's really cool.
Interesting.
Gosh, that's so
Yeah,
cool. Get some great stuff, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
seriously. Wow.
All right, well, we're going into the darkness.
See if I can let's see if I have that hat. Where is it? I got a bunch of them. Yeah, I got a bunch of Nickelodeon hats here too. I don't know where it is.
That's okay.
That's all right.
Yeah.
No worries. Good.
So outside of the Nickelodeon stuff, you had made mention of custom VHS, which you don't have to show, just unless you want to, but just asking, what got you into making the custom VHS that you've been doing?
I went to BOCES in high school. I attended a graphic design class. And basically, our final project in the first year was like redesigning or remaking a cover for like a DVD or a video game or something. And I really enjoyed that project. And then, at the time, I just had the idea like, the first one I ever did was Dragon Ball Super Broly. It came out in 2018. I thought, what if I made like VHS tapes that fit in, like with originals and whatnot. And it took
Yeah.
several years for me to actually get the idea off the ground. But then I saw like other people doing the exact same thing, like, that had the exact same idea as me. And they had already gotten their businesses started and were making money on it and whatnot. So it was like, I got to figure this out. Like, I've been wanting to do this. And figuring it out was a whole process. There's been tons of trial and error. To this day, I'm still ironing out small kinks with my business and whatnot. But that's how I got started with that.
Man, that's fantastic. Well, definitely keep it up because your attention to detail is amazing. Like seriously, from
Yes.
all the way from the cover to the back, even the damn hold on, I'm just gonna bring this out again like I have every episode I have done already. Okay, but even like the labels, dude, you even like put the logos and the label on your tapes. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. And even with like the font and the color of the font with some other Paramount releases. Great
Thank
job,
you.
dude. Like seriously, great job and continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and
amazing.
on the tapes themselves, I also put I put like the series of previews that would have been on the tape if it had come out in the 90s, or
Oh,
if it's from like the
That's
mid
awesome.
2000s, I always put like stuff relevant to that time, and then I make sure I put like the proper Paramount logos and stuff that were on the tapes.
Yeah, I'm a total nerd when it comes to that stuff, so it's like
Yeah.
it's really, really great detail.
Yeah,
Bravo, dude.
I like them to be as close as possible to something that would have been released and been on a shelf.
Yeah, yeah, well,
what
tremendous.
what 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 do you look for in terms of what do you want to make next? Like, is it just from things you've heard from other people? Is it just something that you like and you want to make a VHS variation of it? What do you look for whenever you're picking the next project to make?
So there's basically like, I'd say like four different kinds of projects that end up going into my store or whatnot. There's the most common stuff I do is like releases of new stuff that's very popular, I think will sell well. Recently, I did X-Men 97 that came out and that sold amazing. Godzilla -1 still hadn't had a physical media release at the time, so that did really well. That's the first type of tape I do is modern stuff. The second types of tapes I do are basically like remaking tapes that are did come out but are so rare and hard to come by and are so expensive that they're just unavailable. Two of those I've done are The Legend of McDonald Land Lock is ultra rare. You're not going to find that. And Revenge of the Sith did get a VHS, but it's it's not super rare, but it's just expensive as hell, not easy to come by. And there's tons of people that want to finish their Star Wars VHS sets, so I did Revenge of the Sith. And that led to me doing like a ton of other Star Wars tapes.
Very cool.
And then I also do tapes of older stuff that should have gotten releases but just never did. I did like 2 Keenan and Kel tapes. I did what's another one I did? I don't know. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Keenan and Kel is a good example. Like that should have gotten a VHS release and it just never did for whatever reason.
Mhm.
And then the last ones I do basically are stuff like I didn't plan on doing, but like somebody, I take commissions as well, and somebody will commission a project from me, and then, on a rare occasion, not super, like some commissions are stuff like the other day somebody did or ordered Sex in the City the movie, and it's like, oh boy, Sex in the City the movie, like I'm gonna make it for you, and I'm gonna make it look good, but I'm not excited about it.
You're like, I watch this all the time. This is perfect for me.
Yeah. And then like but some stuff like people they'll commission really good ideas and then I'll throw it up in my store afterwards because like damn that's a good idea, like I think other people might want to buy that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So cool. So if anybody who wants to support, where's your shop?
My shop is on Etsy. It's basically shulcreates.etsy.com. Should be the link, or if you just search up like custom VHS tapes, my stuff is pretty easy to find. And on Instagram, my page is Shul Creates, and my Etsy link is also in my bio on Instagram.
Awesome. Any
Excellent. Thank
any other
you.
questions for the two of you before we wrap it up?
No, I
No.
mean,
No.
I
Alright.
just say keep it up, man.
Yeah,
And
that's some
good
great
luck
stuff.
good luck, seriously.
Thank you.
Congratulations to everything that you've done so far.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
So thank you so much for taking the time, Skylar, for sharing your amazing Nickelodeon collection
Yeah.
because that's some great stuff. I love the
It was really
VHS, especially the more rare things that you have. That's super cool. I love the VHS custom makes that you've done. I love the VHS. It takes me back to being a kid again. I mean, the DVDs and
Yeah.
stream services are cool, but there's something special about VHS tapes. Even my boys who did not grow up in that time, obviously, they keep wanting to grab the VHS tapes out of the garage. And they're
Yeah,
like, can we put this? Can we watch this? It's like, no, because my VCR will eat it. We'll have to get one that works. But no, it's some great stuff. So go check out Skylar's Etsy if you guys are interested. Thank you again so much. for taking the time and for speaking up and saying, "Hey, I've got some cool stuff I'd like to be on." So thank you so much for speaking
Yeah.
up.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Yep.
Well,
Have a nice night.
until next time, all of you
Yeah.
Slimesters, we'll splat you later.
Splat you later.
Be kind, rewind. This episode was recorded at Splat Attack Studios in virtual home studios, though none in Florida.